How's it going? Dave from Comic Book Investments. So this will be my review of Doctor Strange 2. I recorded this last night after I saw the movie, but the audio didn't work, so I wasn't going to stay up and do it again. So here we are. It's going to be tons of spoilers, so if you don't want the movie spoiled, this is your warning. Tons and tons of spoilers. Anyways, I'll go into more of the negatives first and then get to the positives, but my overall feel of the movie is I liked it. I didn't really love it. Maybe that's because I was so hyped for this movie to begin with that it didn't live up to my expectations, because it's like my most anticipated film of like the last 2 years. I was so excited for this movie. My girlfriend saw it. She had no expectations and she didn't like it at all. She actually liked it a lot less than I did. So yeah, that was like interesting. I feel like the movie, I feel like it didn't really start, or is this the first half was like really kind of boring and like, don't really care, not engaging. And it was just like a hodgepodge of mess of like too much stuff going on that they're trying to cram in. I felt like the movie actually got good right when they went to the other dimension and they got captured. And then they're in those like big fishbowl type tanks. That's like right there. That's when the movie just like turned the corner and got really cool and really awesome. But before that, it was kind of like a drag. I feel like because they were trying to give this America Chavez girl like more backstory and more lines and things like that, and that character does not work at all. I found her just kind of like I found myself when she wasn't on screen, that those times were better. Whenever she was on screen, those times were worse. And a lot of times she just sits there and screams, like constantly, like always in trouble. I'm like, oh my God. And then I have to deal with another superhero. I can't control the power. I hate that. This is like the worst part of like the X-Men. I don't want my powers. Who doesn't want powers? I can't stand that. I can't stand that. Makes me so mad. It's like, stop doing that. It's so annoying. Like, yeah, if you look like a ghoul and your powers aren't that cool, sure, yeah, you want to be normal. But if you have cool powers, then yes, come on. So it's like there's a lot of this like. So I didn't really care for America Chavez, but my girlfriend actually hated her, which was surprisingly. But she thought she was boring and wasn't always just running around and not doing much of anything. So that part didn't really work. Even like I didn't mind Rachel McAdams, but what was it? My girlfriend didn't really like her at all. Thought she was kind of meh, and she loves The Notebook. Even Doctor Strange, Cumberbatch, felt like wasn't as good as this one as he was in the other ones. And one thing that my girlfriend pointed out that I didn't notice, I did but didn't really think about, was she's like, it wasn't funny. And I was like, yeah, that's right, it wasn't. I feel like Doctor Strange was much funnier in all the other movies except this one. And I feel like they tried to give all the funny lines to America Chavez, and whenever you get, that's the problem with like child actors, is they haven't had enough time to be good. I'm not saying this girl can't be good in the future, but she wasn't good in this movie. And that's kind of like, they like try to give her the funny lines to like say, so people will like, oh, I like this character. But comedy is really hard because it's not what you say, it's how you say it, how you deliver it, and timing. That's what makes it funny. And so they wrote these lines, which could have been funny in someone else's hands, like maybe Chris Pratt. If he said the same lines, it'd be a lot funnier because how he delivers it. That's what, that's why Chris Pratt is so likable, because he has good comedic timing. So does Chris Hemsworth. But she does not, whatever the actress's name is, and the lines that she was saying that were supposed to be funny were not funny at all. Like, I don't think I laughed at all, really. There's a couple parts when Doctor Strange was like a zombie. That was pretty funny. But, yeah, even him, he wasn't as funny as he normally was. I don't know if that's just the new director, Sam Raimi, which is weird because he does have, the zombie Doctor Strange was total Sam Raimi. That was funny, and that's like his humor, but he doesn't have like the Marvel humor, I guess. Sam Raimi did, as a director, brought in some elements I loved. Like, it felt like a horror movie at certain points with Scarlet Witch, which I really enjoyed that. Like, when she's running down the hallway scene, it seemed very horror-esque. So I liked some of that. I liked when they travel through the different dimensions. Obviously, really cool. The CGI, though, my God, it was pretty bad sometimes. Like, whatever, Gigantus or whatever they're calling the squid monster, not Shuma, Gorath, was terrible. Like, it was, like, the CGI squid monster looked okay. It's just when he was, like, grabbing things, like when he grabbed Wong, it's like, oh, that looks literally like they cut his body out and just pasted him on there. Just really bad. I think it's called rotoscoping or something like that. Just terrible. I was like, oh, like the worst I've seen in like forever. So also some things that were like bugged me was Wong gets captured by Scarlet Witch and he's like, I'm never going to tell you how to get the Darkhold because the Darkhold got destroyed. So he's like, I'm never going to tell you how to get the Darkhold, where the other copy is or whatever it is. And then he's like, starts torturing him, like, I'd rather die. And she's like, okay, and then I'll torture your friends. So she starts torturing her friends. She's like, fine, fine, fine. Don't kill my friends. I'll show you where the new Darkhold is. Takes him. And then, like, instantly, because of that, like, they go to millions of miles away, however far they are. I don't know where they are. Maybe another planet. Who knows? And he goes there. And then instantly just like, I'm going to give you every bit of information you need. Here it is. This is the exact spell you need. And, you know, it's brought here and this is being so helpful. And I'm like, just 5 seconds ago, you were like, yeah, I'd rather die. And now all of a sudden it's like, I'm going to give you every piece of information. I thought that was kind of dumb. So yeah, I mean, but once it got to like the halfway point, that's when it got really, really good. I mean, America Chavez wasn't really in it as much. That helped. But then it just became more like, I felt like the story was like making more sense and the pacing was making more sense instead of everything everywhere. And then we get the Illuminati, which was fantastic. Loved the Illuminati, especially when Professor X came out. If you guys notice, they play the original X-Men cartoon theme when Professor X comes out. You know, that thing. That was really cool. Love that. That was probably my favorite part. All the different Doctor Stranges were really cool. Loved all the multiverse jumping around. That was awesome. One thing I was really disappointed in was the evil Doctor Strange. Like, I liked how he's evil, but the fight scene was not very good and lasted like 2 seconds. And I'm like, oh my gosh, evil Doctor Strange is pathetic. He even says he killed like hundreds or whatever of Doctor Stranges. And then he like instantly dies, like so fast. But everything was cool. The dead Doctor Strange was cool. Like so many cool scenes, like at the second half. You know, when Scarlet Witch is like destroying everything and destroys the Illuminati. I did find it kind of weird that she like took out the two guys instantly, and then, you know, Agent Carter, Captain Britain or whatever she's called in this, like gave her a tough time. I'm like, you just killed Black Bolt instantly. You killed Reed Richards instantly. You should have killed Captain America instantly. Captain Marvel, yeah, she's more powerful. Definitely would give her a tougher time. So that would have lasted longer. I agree there, but I was like, you were just like, I don't know. It's just like, so they could have their girl on girl fight. Whatever. Scarlet Witch was cool in this. I liked her. They really utilized her powers, so you could feel how powerful she was. Yeah, other than that, I mean, I thought it was, towards the second half, I thought it was really, really good. This is the first half. I didn't care about the new character at all, and that's what they focused on a lot of times. And yeah, I don't know what direction they're going with her. I mean, I don't know if they're going to make this like Young Avengers thing and that's what it's going to be in it. But like, so far, all the new characters, I don't know. I don't really care about as much. They don't stand out as like someone I want to see that bad. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's the character itself or it's the actor or actress playing them that doesn't really stand out to me. But I feel like a lot of times they are trying to force these people to be likable, but they're just not. Like, I always go back to like Chris Pratt. Like, instantly he's likable in Guardians. Just is. You know, even Doctor Strange, even though he's kind of a jerk, likable. Robert Downey Jr., likable. There's this like, I think the problem is they use kid actors and they don't have the chops yet. I mean, very rarely do you come across a kid actor. I watched It. All the kids in It were great. I liked them. Stranger Things took me a while to like all the characters, but then I did. But then they became likable probably around season 2. Because season 1, I was like, it's just hard when you get kid actors. They just don't have enough experience to, I don't know what to say, how to say, all that kind of stuff. Tom Holland I liked, but I think he was 18 when he was doing it. But anyways, yeah, so I liked the movie, didn't love it. I was hoping to love it. Obviously I didn't. A lot of cool Easter eggs in there. Really loved all those. I love the multiverse stuff. I mean, if I had to give it a rating, I would give it like a 7 out of 10. That's probably what I'd give it. The first Doctor Strange, I would probably give a 9.5 or a 10 out of 10. So definitely a big drop down from then. Spider-Man No Way Home would probably be like a 9 to 9.5 for me. Or is that the newest Spider-Man, No Way Home? And yeah, Doctor Strange was so much better in that movie. This one, I just felt like, I don't know what it was. Maybe Cumberbatch was like kind of phoning it in. I don't know what it was. I can't really put my finger on it, but maybe it's the other characters that were bringing it down. I think he just wasn't as like funny in this one and as like sarcastic. I don't know. I think what it was is he didn't have, like in Spider-Man No Way Home, he had Spider-Man and him, and you need like someone to like bounce off of each other back and forth to give, to really, I guess, make his character show a lot more, like his more sarcastic humor. But with America Chavez, it just didn't work. It was not working. So America Chavez being not very good brings down Doctor Strange because he can't bounce off. He did a little bit with Wong, a little bit of bouncing, but he was in it very shortly, and even that didn't really work as well as it has in the past. So I don't know exactly what it was. I can't tell you. But whatever it wasn't really working. Yeah. So yeah, 7 out of 10. If you guys seen it, let me know what you thought. All right, have a good day.